it is 2 minutes past 8 a.m. this morning, and my name is Bolabad. Good morning, and welcoming you to another edition of Melody Sunrise this morning. All right, so today I'll be on air per usual from now till 9:55, and we have quite a number of things to look at between now and 8:10. I'll be giving the weather forecast and also motivating ourselves, okay, to start the new day, and would actually have something to ginger us this day. Okay, so basically today on the show we'll be doing between now and 7:10. We'll motivate ourselves, and by 7:10 I'll take a breather and return to take the front pages of Nigerian dailies, things that are going on in the country. We'll be checking them out as well on the front pages of various Nigerian dailies. Okay, so basically we'll be doing that for about 10 minutes, and about 8:30 the sports crew will be in the studios to take us through the world of sport, tell you what is what, and by then they would actually wrap up by 8:50, and 8:50 I'll be back in the studios, and by 9 a.m. we would actually go through, or should I say be inside of the People's Assembly, where we get to talk about a particular issue, and you as the honorables in the house will be here to actually weigh in as well in the conversation. Okay, so basically, and we'll do that for 30 minutes, and once it is 9:30, yes, Tech Talk will come on air, where we talk about things that you have to know about tech, as little as the device that you use, or maybe an application that you use on your phone or your devices. Okay, so we'll do that for about 10-15 minutes, and by 9:45 Melody Surprise will be live on air, and I'll be calling someone on your behalf to celebrate them for you. Okay, and then we'll wrap it all up by 9:55. Absolutely nothing to worry about. I've got you covered. All right, so basically we'll kick off with the weather for today, and it's looking like a lot of rains today as well. Lots and lots of rain today, because the chance of rainfall today is set at 95%, with rain actually falling scatteredly all around town, or all around the city, from the beginning of this morning. It rained from, I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard rain falling, and so it's actually saying that it will continue all through the day. So we might not get rain at the same time, but trust me, rain is going to be falling almost all through today, and the weather condition will be very cloudy, and all of that, with the peak temperature set at 26 degrees Celsius and the lowest set at 22 degrees Celsius later tonight. Right now it feels like 23 degrees Celsius, and in most parts there is drizzling, so that is a rainy condition, and it is actually still cold. So basically that is what we'll be experiencing all through the day. Now let's look at the weather, the motivation quote for today. It's about trusting the process, and the quote actually emphasizes that the journey may be tough, but trust the process. It is molding you into the person you are meant to be. I'll take it again. The quote is, the journey may be tough, but trust the process. It is molding you into the person you are meant to be. This quote actually emphasizes the importance of perseverance and faith during challenging times. All right. It suggests that setbacks and difficulties are not necessarily negative, but rather they contribute to personal growth and development, ultimately shaping you into the person that you are meant to be. The phrase encourages one to trust the process even when the going gets really tough. All right, that is the craziest time to actually trust the process. You can always trust the process when things are going on, but they're not as fast as they used to be. But when things are tough and things seems like nothing is happening, that is like the toughest time, or should I say the hardest time, to actually trust in the process. But this quote is actually encouraging you to trust the process even when the going gets tough, and and is working towards a positive outcome, and the realization of your full potential. So now let's break it down. The journey may be tough, right? So this acknowledges that life is not always easy, that there will be obstacles and hardships along the way, right? But you have to trust the process, because the part encourages us, trusting the process encourages us to believe in the journey itself, even when the path is unclear or difficult, right? It suggests that there is a natural progression and unfolding to life, and that one should be very faithful and have faith in that process, because it is molding you to be the person that you're meant to be. And this highlights the transformative power of the journey. Like, things that you're going through, the challenges that you're navigating right now would actually prepare you for what is ahead. Because even when you get to where you're going, see, they always say new level, new devils. That's what they say. So it implies that challenges and experiences are not random, but rather are shaping you to be the best version of yourself. So this quote can be applied to every, or should I say, or different various aspects of our life, such as our career, our relationships, our personal growth, and overcoming adversity. So if you're somewhere right now and you're feeling like things are not working out, like you feel stuck, I want you to hold your head down. Yeah, keep your head down, and trust the process, because even when you don't see it happening, things are happening. It's just like every day you see yourself, but you don't know when or the process at which you age. But at some point, you just look at yourself, you'll be like, ooh, I look different than I looked like a couple of years ago. Like, that is growth. It doesn't happen, like, it might not happen, or you might not see it happening, but trust me, nothing is going on happening. Nothing is the idea of, oh, nothing is happening might be your anxiety speaking. I'm telling you, even when you can't see it, forces are coming together for your good. Okay, all right. In the what's it called now, at the risk of sounding like a prophet, or should I say a motivation speaker, I've made it back to the music, and this one is Lucas Graham doing 7 years. Stick around, don't move a muscle.
Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, go make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. It was a big, big world, but we thought we were bigger, pushing each other to the limits. We were learning quicker. By 11, smoking herb and drinking burning liquor. Never rich, so we were out to make that steady figure. Once I was 11 years old, my daddy told me, go get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. Once I was 11 years old. Always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started writing songs, I started writing stories. Something about that glory just always seemed to bore me, cause only those I really love will ever really know me. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told before the morning sun when life was lonely. Once I was 20 years old. Only see my goals, I don't believe in failure, cause I know the smallest voices, they can make it major. I got my boys with me, at least those in favor. And if we don't meet before I leave, I hope I'll see you later. Once I was 20 years old, my story got told. I was written about everything I saw before me. Once I was 20 years old. Our songs have been sold. We've traveled around the world and we're still roaming. Soon we'll be 30 years old. I'm still learning about life. My woman brought children for me, so I can sing them all my songs and I can tell them stories. Most of my boys are with me, some are still out seeking glory, and some I had to leave behind. My brother, I'm still savvy. Soon I'll be 60 years old. My daddy got 61. Remember life and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote a letter once. I hope my children Make yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. Once I was 7 years old. Once I was 7 years old.
All right, a beautiful morning to you if you're just tuning in. And of course, this is a Melody 100.7 FM. Melody Sunrise is live, and my name is Bolabad. Okay, so it is actually 8:13 from the studios, and we are about to go through the front pages of various dailies this very morning. All right, so there is the Nigerian Tribune in front of me. I have the Vanguard, the Guardian, and the Punch newspaper this very morning. So we'll begin from home in Ibadan. We'll begin from Nigerian Tribune this very morning, and this one says North. The first headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning says, North not ganging up against Tinubu, says APC National Secretary. Has a rider attached to it, says we will not miss Aregbesola, Amici, others in 2027. That story is on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune this very morning. To another headline, it says, we didn't accuse NNPCL of stealing 210 trillion naira, but asked to account for it, says Senate committee. That story has quite a number of writers attached to it. It says stakeholders ask INEC to account for over 300 billion IREV allocation for 2023 election. Another writer says seek constitution amendment for police to prosecute anyone indicted by NAS. And that story can be found on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Now to the biggest headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning: global trade tension over fresh US 10% tariff hike on Nigeria breaks a nation. And that story has a writer says as Trump decries anti-American policies of bloc. And that story is on page 7 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. I have no plan to join ADC, says Oyebanji. And that story is on page 26 of Nigerian Tribune this very morning. ASU directs members to withdraw services over delayed salaries. And that story has a rider attached to it. It says Unijust Uni Abuja already joined strike. And that story can be found on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. All right, now moving on to another headline. Jitters as federal government strips fan NCAA NAMA of revenue collection power. And that story is on page 6 of Nigerian Tribune this morning. Local government fund, that is the kick of the next headline. Osun people angry with you. APC leaders of thought tell Tinubu. And that story is on page 26 of Nigerian Tribune this very morning. Tinubu, Makinde, Sultan are laughing. Others pay tribute as Olubado joins ancestors at 90. Has right attached to we are celebrating, not mourning, says Son. And that story can be found on page 2 of Nigerian Tribune. NAF airstrikes hit terrorist hideout on Mandara Mountain, kill scores. And that story is on page 3 of a Nigerian Tribune this morning. Now moving on to Vanguard newspaper this morning. Customs engages international airline operators on money laundering. And that story can be found on page 20 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. No rift between Buhari Tinubu, says Garba Shehu. And that story can be found on page 10 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. Emirship tussle, that is the kick of the next headline. Police launch investigation as supporters of Sanusi Bayero clash in Kano. And that story is on page 50 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. Tinubu Makinde Sultan, others mourn as Olubado Oba Olakuleyin dies at 90. And that story can be found on page 7 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. Now to the biggest headline on the front page. 2027, that is the kicker. Presidency plotting to destabilize us, says ADC. That story has a handful of riders attached to it. Claims top government official summoned ex-party chairman to secret meeting. Another rider says aggrieved ADC members drag Mark Aregbeshola others to court. Power blocks may crash ADC if Nwosu warns. Another writer says ex-SGF Babacho Lawal dumps APC. Ex-Katsina PDP chairs join ADC. Another writer says a PDP bot member Waziri joins ADC, decries party's loss of credibility. All of this can actually be found on page 5 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. Keyamo inaugurates Enugu Air as the writer actually explains why federal government concessioned Akanu Ibiam Airport, and that story can be found on page 9 of Vanguard newspaper this very morning. NDDC at 25, that is the kick of the next headline. Tinubu has funded commission more than previous government, says Ogbuku, and that story can be found on page 48 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Nigeria's export drive in danger as Trump plans 10% extra tariff against BRICS, and that story is on page 8 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. Forest guards can't fight AK-47 wielding terrorist with Dane guns, and that story as that is a statement credited to Governor Alia, and that story is on page 49 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. Flood destroys 500 houses in Kogi community, and that story is on page 6 of Vanguard newspaper this morning. That's a rather sad one. Now moving on to the Guardian newspaper this morning. The first headline reads flood destroys 500 houses in Kogi community, and that story is on page 3 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Keyamo inaugurates Enugu Air as Mba vows improved air travel. That story is on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper also this morning. NDDC commits to improved mandate delivery, and that story is on page 29 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. To the biggest headline on the front page of the Guardian: fiscal inefficiencies erode Naira's prospect despite weakening dollar, and that story is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning, and there's a breakdown of the performance of Naira and other selected currencies against the dollar since January. We have the Naira, we have the Ghanaian cedi, the South African rand, and West Africa CFA as against the pounds as well as against the dollar, and you know how they've performed so far against the dollar since the beginning of 2025. So you might want to check that out. It is on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this very morning. Okay, so now to another headline: opposition unity at risk as ADC leadership faces a legal hurdle, collapse warnings, and that story can be found on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Court jails 9 Chinese nationals over Ponzi terrorism scheme in Lagos, and that story can be found on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this very morning. Palace guards injured, police vehicle vandalized as hoodlums attack Sanusi's palace, and that's the reason page 30 of the Guardian newspaper as well this very morning. Tinubu insists fuel subsidy and sustainable benefits only rich citizens, and that story is on page 5 of the Guardian newspaper this morning. Firestorm, let's hold that. Firestorm as APC coalition battle for Northern ADC leaders. Isn't it interesting? That has a rider attached to it. So says ADC accuses federal government of backroom deals with Northern leaders, APC fumes. And that story can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. To another headline, Ladoja next in line as tributes flow for late Olubadon, and that can be found on page 27 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. All right, so another headline on the front page of the Punch newspaper this morning: Nigeria's reform push yet to reach masses, says IMF. I'll take that again. Nigeria's reform push yet to reach masses, says IMF. And that story is on page 29 of the Punch newspaper. All right, now this one is the biggest headline on the front page of the Punch. Says July flood alert. That is the kicker. 20 states at risk despite 620 billion naira intervention. The story has 2 riders attached to it. Says NIMET forecast flooding in Lagos, Edo, Benue, and 17 others in July. Another one says states face scrutiny over 620 billion naira ecological fund. All of that can be found on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. To another headline, Kenya anti-government protest leave 10 dead, dozens injured, and that story can be spotted on page 24 of the Punch newspaper this morning. All right, so to another headline, United States Embassy begins screening Nigerian students' social media accounts, and that story can be found on page 27 of the Punch newspaper this very morning. So another headline, ASU branches suspend lecturers over delayed June salaries, and that story can be found on page 24 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And Senate braces for showdown as Natasha plans return today, and that story is on page 27 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Personally, I cannot wait to see what ensues after the resumption of the embattled Senator Natasha Adogan. And with that, I'm wrapping it up for the front pages of the Nigeria dailies this morning, and I'll be heading back to the music. And this one is Shabuzi coming through with a bar song, Tipsy. And stick around. Up next is the sports on Melody Sunrise. Stick around, don't move a muscle.
Baby born a Birkin, she's been telling me all night long. Gasoline and groceries, the list goes on and on. It's 9 to 5, ain't working. Why the hell do I work so hard? I can't worry about my problems, I can't take them when I'm gone. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round, we need plenty more. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Dale's got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. I've been boozy since I left, I ain't changing for a check. Tell my mom I ain't forget. Woke up drunk at 10 a.m. We gon' do this shit again. Tell your girl to bring a friend. Oh Lord. 1, here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. Tell them bring another round, we need plenty more. 2 stepping on the table, she don't need a dance floor. Oh my, good lord. Someone pour me up a double shot of whiskey. They know me and Jay Dale's got a history. There's a party downtown near 5th Street. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Everybody at the bar getting tipsy. Here comes the 2 to the 3 to the 4. When it's last call and they kick us out the door. It's Getting kinda late, but the ladies want some more. Oh my, good lord. Tell them drink some. Cause I'ma pour me up a double.
Melody 100.7. Please enter your secret number. Identifying
100.7.
Access granted.
Let's go.
You're about to witness entertainment, experience and desire to rock a party like no other. Mind-blowing sound. Ladies and gentlemen, the party starts now.
100.7 FM.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. And I see my family every month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl He sent my way. But I know the things He gives me, He can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I hope I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I sit and wait till it's gone? Oh, I tell you, I know I've got enough. I've got peace and I've got love, but I'm up and I'm thinking I just might lose it all. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. I need these beautiful things that I've got.
All right, so we're back to it. 8:33 a.m. from the studios, and this is Melody Sunrise on Melody 100.7 FM. I've got the sports crew in the studios. There's Daniel, there is Akim Bobola, and there's also Fortune in the studios, and they will be talking about everything that has to do with sports. Akim Bobola, good morning.
Good morning.
Daniel, good morning.
Good morning.
And Fortune, a beautiful morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so how's it going? What are we talking about today?
I mean, there's a lot to talk about. Today we're talking about the Super Eagles 10B, and that's the chant. You're preparing for the chant. Also, some of our Nigerian players, the likes of Ndidi, Osimhen, Boniface, they're in the news today, and Frank Oyeka is also in the news right there. So a lot of things to talk about as regards our transfer right there. Yeah, so I mean, those are the stories I will be talking about today on the program.
Okay, so basically they'll be doing this for the next couple of minutes, and I'll be stepping aside and returning to the microphone by 8:50. So stick around, keep it locked. If you're a fan of sports, you don't want to miss this.
Third from deep in that. It's a smashing ball, it's Martins!
Yobo.
And it's pushed down to the ball! Sensational! What a wonderful finish! That is the most embarrassing old goal! Oh, what a goal! That's something out of nothing! He struck it sweetly! And does he ever score over he goes? They're all copybooks off!
Alright, it's the beautiful time again to talk sports on Melody 100.7 FM. This is where we give you the best of sporting stories making rounds in the world of sport. Alright, today I've got a lot of stories to talk about. As some of our Nigerian players here, they're set to move to different clubs, the likes of Ndidi, Osimhen, Boniface, and Oyeka. They've been linked to certain clubs like that. For Ndidi to Juventus, Milan, that's AC Milan. They're targeting Victor Boniface. We'll talk about that today on the program. And yes, the Super Eagles Team B, they're preparing for the CHAN right there. And a lot of players are in camp. The likes of some of these players from Rivers United, Abdurrafiu, Taufik Otani, and some of our Remo Stars players, Sadiq Ismail, Kayode Bankole. These other players that are in camp right there. And also Captain Undukwa Jr. is also in the camp right there. We'll talk about this stories, and the Club World Cup is set to begin. The semi-finals, Chelsea against Fluminense, Nigerian time, 8 p.m. We're gonna see that game today, and we'll talk about that today on the program. All right, I'm Akim Bobola, Egunfemi. Welcome aboard. Alright, without further ado, let me bring on the guys I've got right here with me. I've got Daniel Adeyemi, who is right here with me. Daniel.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. It's nice to be here again, Talk Sport.
Alright, I've got Fortune over. Fortune, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Sports Bam Bam, the Sports here. Good morning, beautiful people of Ibadan, beautiful people of Nigeria, beautiful listeners of Melody FM. It's nice to talk sports this morning.
Alright, starting from the local scene, the Super Eagles Team B, the home-based national squad, commenced our preparation for the 2025 African Nations Championship CHAN with an initial training held on Monday night at the Remo Star Stadium in Ikenne. And a total of 21 players were in attendance for the first session, which began at 7 p.m. under floodlights. An additional 24 players expected to join the camp on Tuesday, bringing the squad closer to the full strength ahead of the continental tournament. The training marks are the beginning of a critical phase as the Eagles prepare to represent Nigeria in the Group D of the CHAN competition, where they will face the likes of Senegal, Sudan, and Congo right there. The players who have participated in the opening sections are Remo Stars Unduka Jr., Adedayo Olanipekun, Sadiq Ismail, Kayode Bankole, Tochukwu Michael, Sikiru Alimit, Adi Aruna, Those are the players from Remo Stars who are in the squad for the Super Eagles at Team B Chan qualifiers right there. All right, Rivers United, Abdurrafil Taufik, and Taufik Otani, Annie Henry, Egbe Steven, Anikeme Okon, players from the Rivers United who are in the Super Eagles Team B. In Ikorodu City, we have Harrison Austin, Adelani Shola, Ayomide Cole, Leonard Ngenge. From Shooting Stars, Alawal Mustafa, Plateau United, Temitope Vincent, Kwara United, Nuruddin Badmos, Afiz Bankole, yes, from Kwara United, and yeah, the only man from Eyimba Football Club, Atule Joseph, is also right there. Alright, so let's talk about players. Yeah, Nigerian players abroad, as are the likes of Victor Boniface. Yeah, Daniel. Victor Boniface is in the news to join AC Milan. What do you make of this story?
I mean, he's been in the news he's not been in the news in recent time. And I've been thinking what's happening with him, and it's good to actually know he's been linked with AC Milan right now. But if you look at AC Milan, they've been doing a lot of recruitment lately, and still not getting anywhere. I feel like him going to AC Milan is good for him. If he wants to be serious, it's one of the places where he can actually has enough ground. There's no much competition in the front row for AC Milan right now. So let's just hope he get through with the deal. That's the prayer for him, because there are not much interest from elsewhere than AC Milan now. So let's hope this get over the line.
All right. So talking about Juventus, they've opened talks with Nigerian midfielder Wilfred Ididi as they explore a cut price summer deal for the Leicester City man, following the Foxes' recent relegation from the Premier League. Ndidi to Juventus. Fortune, what do you make of this?
Well, I think Juventus, the old lady, they need a very good midfielder, because in recent times, prior to this time, they registered themselves as one of the powerhouses when it comes to European football.
Yeah.
But over time, over time, it seems like they've dropped a bit. I don't know what's wrong there. But indeed, as good as he is, I love to sing about our Nigerian boys. I don't think this might be the right move. Yeah, he's leaving Leicester City and all of that, but going to Juventus, he's been touted to replace the likes of Douglas Luiz there. I feel kind of scared. Yes, he's good. He can break play. That defensive midfield, he can play very well. He will come in handy, but I think they should go for somebody higher, better, because...
Are you talking about Juventus going for someone better than Ndidi? So you're trying to say Ndidi doesn't fit in?
Not like it doesn't fit. That would bring a lot of pressure, because I'm talking about Juventus going back to their glory days. Yeah. And if they intend to go back there, they shouldn't be coming for somebody like
right
Ndidi.
Now you're saying...
So you're saying Ndidi is not up to that class.
Up to that level.
Juventus have been known for assembling a team of Galacticos. Okay. Good, great, strong players, like we know so I wouldn't. Well, moreover, if you come to think of it, indeed he's going towards the twilight of his. He's 28 now, a bit 29. Yeah, guy's getting older. He doesn't need this kind of stress.
In a nutshell, you're just saying indeed he's not up to.
I did say he's not up to.
That's what you're trying to say.
Let's move on.
I did say no.
Because you have the thing for saying, like to sing praises of my Nigerian players and all that, and you just said Wilfred Ndidi cannot even.
No. The point is that if he's going to a Genoa side or a.
Is that Ndidi for you?
Ndidi will do better. Listen, most of these players, we keep saying it, when you go to a top club where you are expected to perform too much.
It's sounding like me right now.
The pressure kills you, and that's what will happen to Ndidi when he goes there. The
same pressure will not kill Victor Osimhen.
Why is this man?
Let's just end it this way.
Okay.
It's good to know that you've actually said it now, that you believe that some of our players are not up to the way you've always rated them, the way you've always give praises to them. You've admitted now that most of them are just good for clubs like Genoa and Leicester City. But let me just say this: if any player is
you need to consider the fact that indeed he just played for a Leicester City that has just been relegated.
Let me tell you this: Leeds United, Rafinha left them after relegation.
Right.
Today is the Ballon d'Or player.
Oh yeah.
Today is going for Ballon d'Or with Barcelona.
How many seasons
let me tell you this. I don't know.
What was the trajectory from the?
Let me just tell you what I want to bring out of it.
All right.
When a player can play in the Premier League, he can play anywhere in the world.
You think so?
Take that from me.
All right, talking about La Liga giants, Valencia, they've opened linked with a move for Super Eagles and Brentford midfielder Frank Onyeka. And after limited playing time at Brentford, Onyeka joins a Bundesliga outfit Augsburg on loan and has returned to his parent club for pre-season. And right now, we've talked about Ndidi, we've talked about Victor Boniface. Yeah, Osimhen yesterday, we talked about him. Nigerian players are on the move. And these clubs that we are seeing right here, they're not small clubs. Look at, Frank Onyeka moving to Valencia. Although last season they didn't perform well, we just read a story of Wilfred Ndidi moving to Juventus and Victor Boniface to Milan. Victor James Osimhen, is trying to work on staying with Galatasaray. Nigerian players are going to top clubs in Europe. Good news for Nigeria.
Good news for us, really. That's one of the things why I believe we should seal the World Cup. I know it's not in our court, but at the same time, we need to give it the best shot, because one of the things that can actually sell these guys is playing at competitions like the World Cup. You can see what happens even with some of the Brazilian guys that came to the Club World Cup. Right now, I think Igor Jesus has signed with the Nottingham Forest, and that's what you can get when you play on the global stage.
But I hope these guys will not be on the bench, because that's
I don't think, for me,
moving to a top club.
I don't think Juventus is a top club right now for Ndidi. Right now, you look at that place.
Juventus are not a top club. Is that what you're
trying to say? Not at the moment.
When they qualified for Champions League, Daniel.
They are still not there yet. You saw what happened with them against Manchester City.
Okay, you're talking about their glory days.
The glory days is gone. Okay. Right now, they're still struggling. And of course, for AC Milan, the same thing for me. They're also not at that level yet. So I still feel Boniface can still struggle in that place and still get something for himself. And I feel some of these boys actually just have to keep themselves in Europe, not be like their front man. Talk about Victor Osimhen, who decided to stay in Turkey. There are no other stories around him. He's already considering it, and hopefully, if that goes through, others will be in the news more frequent than him.
All right. So that's the take of Daniel Adeyemi. What do you make of a fortune? Just briefly.
Well, I think Frank Onyeka, the last time I saw when he was playing with Brentford, I don't know what happened. At the point, he was really doing well. So I feel he has that. He can go ahead and make that move.
He had injuries.
Yeah, and all of that. But if he's able to secure this move to Valencia, they are not really in a good place. Now, this is a perfect match. They are not really top where they're supposed to be right now. So Onyeka coming in and helping to take that team back up to be a very nice one, especially if he can stay injury free and then eventually from there make moves to one of these other bigger ones. But I think this is okay.
All right, and let's leave Nigerian players abroad and talk about the Club World Cup. Yeah, the FIFA Club World Cup right there. As Chelsea Football Club will lock arms with Fluminense later today, Nigerian time, 8 p.m. Guys, Fluminense, the boast of a very solid defense.
Very solid defense.
Chelsea, the boast of a very solid midfield.
Excuse you.
All right, what do you think?
What do you mean the boast of a very solid what?
They're in the semi-finals.
Don't let me come for you this morning. Let me take it to the man that is sitting. Please, you boast of what again? Let us say it this morning. Let's shame the devil so that when the results come, we know what we're doing.
Well, man, if you look at Europe right now, Chelsea is in the top 8. And that doesn't just come by shouting on radio or on television or on social media.
I love this. Anyways, I love this.
You see the way he has calmed down. I've humbled him this morning.
No, I don't have to shout.
Listen, you have to take into consideration.
When these guys say though, Enzo Fernandez, these are world-class players today.
World-class players that can
you can actually
disappear on the pitch when it comes to.
You can sit down there, but you can't even mention 3 players from these guys you want to defend.
At the end of the day,
the only guy the most important
ballistic missile I'm going to drop legend. Now is that that Chelsea legend of theirs, their captain, has a very strong record. At 39, he's still going on. He has been able to lead them against tougher teams, and they've come this far. He knows your blueprint. He knows your players. He has played with you. I can tell you that he will give them something to lock you up.
Just to save this argument, so you think Fluminense will defeat Chelsea later today?
You can't say that. Camera is there. Camera rolling action.
I'm waiting for you. You're not saying anything.
If you've known me, I've said it. I love Chelsea.
I can talk to GM,
but it's difficult.
Put your salary on there.
It's difficult for them, but Chelsea will go through. They will go through.
Okay, Chelsea will go through.
This is their last. Once they get past this stage, I don't.
When you get past this stage,
they're not going to win it. That's
one thing you don't know about the Club World Cup. There's no loser in it.
I know, yeah.
from the entry, you're making money.
Of course.
So if Chelsea gets out today,
the money that you are going to use to settle the sanctions that you
and I still have a 40 million pound after that. You can't begin to register some of your players and pay about 63 or 53 million. We're talking about Chelsea, a team who knows how to sell players.
Do you think Chelsea would win?
Look at what you're asking.
Do you think Chelsea would win tonight?
You know, when it gets to quarter-finals of any competition, I respect everyone there.
Yeah. Okay. They're in the semi-finals.
And now we're in the semi-finals. I'm just saying from quarter-finals, I've been expecting the unexpected.
And even your coach said Chelsea are not favourites.
I mean, I want to stand with him because that is the truth. The side you're looking at, this Fluminense side, are most experienced. Most of older players are there, you know. So I have to give it to them. They've earned it. They've come all the way.
Also, especially when you consider the fact that their last match in the quarterfinals, they with all due respect, they struggled coming to the second half of that game against Palmeiras. I mean, if it was not for some good luck of own goal that eventually came in, they would have it would have been difficult. So looking at the Fluminense side with more matured players.
No. I don't want to believe that Chelsea. I said it yesterday. Don't always put luck when you talk about Chelsea.
Guys, we'll talk about this
kill the game. And what you're going to see tonight is another dominance, and it's just about how Chelsea take their.
So how do you think you fare when you qualify from there? You come and meet the header of Real Madrid or PSG.
I actually want a PSG final. Should Chelsea get through today?
All right, guys. All right. So in summary, Fortune Ogba tips Chelsea to win, but I mean, it's and for Daniel Adeyemi, he has tipped his club, Chelsea Football Club.
I'm not tipping anyone.
Okay,
I'm just saying today, the quarterfinal is always whoever has the best night.
Right.
So tonight.
So you don't even believe in your club. That's what you're trying to tell us right now.
Tonight, I'm an analyst this morning.
Okay.
So as an analyst, I'm saying it's going to be a very tough game. And whoever loses,
that's the same thing I said.
Whoever loses at the semi-final or quarterfinals is not a loser. You've come this far in the competition.
He's consoling himself because he knows things might
happen. But eventually, you know where it is.
All right, later today we'll talk about some of these stories extensively. 6 p.m. on the Cruise Show. Join us there. All right, Daniel, thank you so much for being part of the program, Daniel.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh yes, it's always a pleasure.
And drag him 6 p.m.
Definitely, I'll stretch him, man, because it doesn't.
See where I'm talking now. Very kind.
All right. Melody Sunrise continues with Bolabad. Immediately we're done with sports, and yes, until later today when I come your way again. I'm Akim Bobola Egunfemi. Good morning.
Enter your secret number. Identifying
100.7.
Access granted.
Let's go. You're about to witness entertainment, experience, and desire to rock a party like no other. Mind-blowing sound, ladies and gentlemen. The party starts now.
Melody 100.7 FM.
Trouble in my soul, war with my mind, keeping it together like the grown man I am. I rise and fall, I fall and rise, flying with no feather, impossible, but me tell you what to wear. This my life, I didn't choose, I just put my all behind. Take me wherever you want to. My invisible black wings flying intercontinental. Victory, victory, that's my story. For
shame. Yeah, I'm losing faith. I was bawling my eyes out in the hotel room. I was sunshine, but I never lost it. Did my own thing and some more of other things. I was crumbling inside, but I was stagnant. Cause this life is my life, and you'll be other things. All I had was I and I. Carry my hustle for my back, find my devil choking neck. Give them tough time, I promise I didn't waste a second. So I came home finished, soaked up in pain. But I never Victory, that's my story. Cause I never surrender. As long as I can remember, I've been a hustler. Victory, that's my story. Cause I never surrender. As long as I can remember, I've been a hustler. I was so ashamed, I wasn't fair. I was bubbling right out to the hotel room. I was so ashamed, but I never lost
it. More music on trendybeats.com.
Melody 100.7 FM. Still cool with melody.
Give me up when you feel alone. When I see her for the village, oh, I fall with the way she dey bread, Joe. Oh, Marjorie. Chilalo. Them they feel reading for my piano. This music time my ear, oh. The saying is believing, but still them feeling me. Lori Titi, you know you missing me. Shama Miliki. Baby, show you rinsing, killing me. When you on your bikini. Oh God, girl I'm losing, you cheating me. Oh, Joe, pity me. Oh, I've had enough. Only temperature, I'm tearing up. I know I fell in love with the right one. You know my kind of love, no this type of I'ma do a show me more. See that your body plumb with your stature. Can you do I go me off from your actions? No, I don't care, attitude, nice one. The saying is believing, but still them feeling me. Oriented, you know you missing me. And Shama, I'm leaking. Baby, show you really killing me. When you are your bikini. Oh God, girl I'm losing, you cheating me. Oh Joe, pity me. Come on, I don't feel my book, I say me. Can I hey, go travel, hey, you go. But I'm on my sister, baby, go so. Baby girl, why she carry me, go. Lele, what's my life? Just do. Painful, but I'm still born. You say you love me, how you say so. Oh, I feel on my oh no, it's a plan. So I know I can find your love. I've been looking all alone. The feeling is free, but I hope you're missing me. You're a titty, I can't miss me. I try my milky. But you know the response that is killing me. When you post on your IG, I can't.
Melody 100.7 FM. Still cool with melody.
Touchdown, Abuja. Let's go find Star Plus.
And post Star Plus. Who saw this coming though? Stop, my dear. She wanna know the cologne I wear. I like you is really what I hear. You make my ex look Look like a rough idea. If I touch right here, will your seats come closer? Think about it while the waiter comes over. Relationship, it needs both rowers. And I confess that I think you're so obsessed with me. And like it's too late to speak, I just type it 3 times a week, let's meet private. Lisa, Falabi dresses, both sizes. That's why I never wanna love another woman. That's why I know I never love another woman. That's why I can never love another woman. That's why I think that's cap, cause I told my ex to I love another woman, I make it a verse 2. Then if we break up, I'll make that verse 2. I'm just playing with words, baby, don't take it so personal. Especially cause you know you're the missing recipe. Feel like Nas when they talk about our destiny. If you see me for road, I beg, just press money. In my real life, I'm a walking SME. But now you will get assets. You belong in high income brackets. I didn't enter your eye like false lashes. What's your new relationship
When I
status?
said to you that I never wanna love another woman, girl, it was true. So true, I meant to marry you. And when I didn't wanna take care of you.
Allow me to tell you, look, less sugar, more honey. Is that what you taste when you lick your lips for me? Take my breath away, believe in your scent on me. Make me want to spend money. I'm not a man of cheap taste. Girl, you are proof that perfection is grace. That's how I fell in love with your resting bitch face. Still I make you smile every time we embrace it. Unassuming sex appeal for me. Pillow talk leads to things instead of sleep. Conversation not the only thing that's deep. I guess our parents is all that's left to me. That's why I never wanna love another woman. That's why I know I never love another woman. That's why I can never love another woman. That's why.
Melody 100.7 FM. Stay cool with Melody.
From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m.
All right, it is 2 minutes past 9 a.m. and we are now live inside of the People's Assembly this very morning. Okay, this is Melody 100.7 FM. My name is Bolabad and this is a Melody Sunrise. And of course, we are going to be talking about something really, really interesting today. While it might actually be a context, because some people feel, or should I say, there are divided opinions about what we're going to be talking about. I would love for you, as an honorable of this house, yes, to contribute and tell me what your thoughts is regarding this situation we're going to be talking about today on the show. All right, so if you're listening for the first time, Melody Sunrise airs between 8 and 9:55 every weekday, and by between 9 and 9:30 on Melody Sunrise we have Parliament kind of like setting between 9 a.m. and 9:30, where we get to bring a conversation and then we dissect and talk about it. I today will be serving in the capacity of an honorable Speaker of the House, and you, on the other hand, would be the honorable of the House. And there is a conversation centered around, FCT that we'll be talking about this very morning. And it is somewhat interesting, like I said, while opinions are divided on, on this particular topic, I would love for you to actually come forth with your opinion on the matter. For a very long time, or for a couple of months now, every time I actually go through the front pages of Nigerian dailies on this show, there are most times for a couple of weeks, I would say that, oh, the rest of the front page is dedicated to the commissioning of this project or that project every day for about a couple of weeks, say 2-3 weeks on this show, if you recollect. Yes, and those projects actually are actually inside of the FCT, that is the Federal Capital Territory, and all of that. So basically the whole thing ended last week, the project commissioning and everything. And on Sunday, in the Federal Capital Territory, the Minister of FCT, Nyesom Wike, on Sunday held a Thanksgiving service for the successful completion of projects by commissioning 17 projects in the Federal Capital Territory, including roads and bridges and all of that. Now, the Thanksgiving service, which took place at St. James Anglican Church in the Asokoro district of Abuja, celebrated God's faithfulness over the successful completion of projects, commissioning 17 impactful projects across the area councils of the nation's capital in Abuja. He noted that he was returning, the thanks to God, and returning thanks to God became necessary, adding that he would not have been able to execute all of these projects without God's divine grace and the good people God placed around him. He particularly recognized the support of the President Bola Tinubu, in approving funds for him to execute the project, even as he pledged his continued allegiance to carry out more projects that would bring relief to residents of Abuja. Throughout the 16 days of commissioning, no problem, no accident, no loss of life. It is not easy. We are contributing our quota and will continue to do more, Wike said in his words. Now, Wike further urged Nigerians to continue to pray for President Bola Tinubu to succeed in some of the difficult but deliberate and practical steps he is gradually taking to salvage the country from its current challenges. Now, basically, on the flip side, we have someone like Omoyele Sowore, the activist, sometimes a politician, sometimes not, actually came out to slam Wike's church Thanksgiving for project commissioning. He called it wasting taxpayers' time and money, and that was what he said. He said wasting taxpayers' time and money is insane. The human rights activist and publisher of Sahara Reporters, Omoyele Sowore, has fiercely criticized Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike for organizing a church Thanksgiving service to commission a recently completed project in Abuja. In a scathing post on X, formerly known as Twitter, Sowore described the event as insane, archaic, and unserious, accusing Wike of wasting taxpayers' time and resources on what he called a theatrical display of governance. The controversy stems from the Thanksgiving, which I mentioned earlier, that happened on a Sunday in Abuja, reportedly organized to celebrate the completion and successful commissioning of infrastructure project in the FCT. Now, I'm going to read out the, Twitter post, or should I say the X post of Omoyele Sowore. He said, "Oh gosh, Nigeria is a joke. When will this madness end? Imagine organizing a church Thanksgiving service just to commission a project. First of all, you don't commission a project. Once it is completed, it should be put to use immediately, not staged like a movie premiere. This nonsense of blocking highways, gathering praise singers, and wasting taxpayers' time and money to unveil a project is insane, archaic, and unserious. We do not need a ribbon cutting. We need working systems. We need dignity, not madness in governance." So this is where a lot of people got divided on this particular topic. While some people have the opinion that the Thanksgiving service was actually a way to go, while others said, why would you be doing Thanksgiving for doing your job or for celebrating the fact that you were able to do your job? But hey, this is Nigeria. So over to you, my beloved honorable. What do you make of this? Was the Thanksgiving thing necessary, or do you think it's just theatrics, just like Omoyele Sowore had said? He actually expressed his frustration and also voiced out how things should actually work and what we have in Nigeria. Let me know what your thoughts is. 07055 071 007. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. You can head to Facebook. We're streaming live on Facebook at Melody 100.7 FM. We are live there. You can see everything in the studios. You can see me. You can drop your comments as well. And while you're there, follow and like our page. Thank you very much. 07055 071 007. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. We're talking about, Omoyele Sowore slamming the Minister of Abuja, or the Minister of FCT, President of Yesom Wike, who conducted a Thanksgiving ceremony for the completion of some of the projects that he has been able to commission in the past couple of weeks. 07055 071 007. Do you think that the Thanksgiving ceremony was actually a way to go, because we have to return thanks to God, right? Or you think that it is just theatrics, because that was what Omoyele Sowore actually called it, saying he is wasting the time and the resources of taxpayers. Let me know what your thoughts is. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Do not forget, once you're calling in, you are an honorable of this house. All right, so you call me up and introduce yourself as an honorable of this house. And my name is Honorable This, calling from this constituency. Please, by all means, call me again. I lost that call. Call me back, okay? 07055 071 007. 07055 071 007. You can also send a message on WhatsApp at 07055 071 007. That is the WhatsApp line as well. 07055 071 007. That is the WhatsApp line. 07055 071 007. You can either send WhatsApp text or regular SMS. The numbers are again 07025 201 007, 07025 201 007, or 07055 071 007. Send me messages or call me up. We're talking about the Thanksgiving situation, which Yesom Wike actually pulled over the weekend. Do you think it was necessary? Because it was more or less like, you did your job. Should you be giving, going all out and saying, oh, I have a Thanksgiving ceremony to do because, I did my job? Or you think, there is nothing wrong with what he did. He commissioned some roads and it should definitely have a Thanksgiving done. Oh my goodness, what is going on with the reception today? Let's keep trying, okay? If you can't get in through the first number, please, by all means, try calling the second line. 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007, 07025 201 007. Thanksgiving ceremony for completion of project in the FCT done by the Minister of FCT. Was it necessary? Let me know what your thoughts and your take is on this conversation. Omoyele Sowore thinks it is, waste of time and waste of taxpayers' money. Even the commissioning itself, once a project is completed, it should be open for use and not have a commissioning ceremony or whatever. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007. Let me know what your take is regarding this situation and this conversation that we have at hand. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Let me know. Hit me up, call me up, or send messages. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. This is Bramo doing Illusion. Stick around and keep your calls coming in.
You go yonder, you see him no go. Slavers but cool round town, brother tell them oh. Stand for your ground, make you no hurry will go. Them they sell the people through away, my brother no go. The people them will go river, never return no. Them say nah man, me what I carry everybody go. For full moon, Papa go farm, he never return, oh. Them say nah, the forest, the carry on.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, Honorable. Your name and where you're calling from?
Thank you. I'm Honorable Bossa calling from Ibadan constituency.
Good to have you on the show, Honorable Bossa. What is your take?
Thank you. In my view, there's nothing bad in commissioning projects.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they don't commission the project, we that are far away from Abuja will not be able to know that something like that had happened. But on the other hand, now saying Thanksgiving project, Thanksgiving and whatever, the way it went about it, it's kind of being funny because we want to take to become spiritual stuff that it was so kind of tough for him to be the project that he has wanted to do or whatever. And that's the reason why he has to really thank God for the success of the project. So it's kind of on that part. But I know him, look at whatever he wants to do in terms of infrastructural development to ensure that he lays his hands on it and successfully perfect it, complete each other. It's a good one. You know someone for that.
Okay.
It's a good one. He has done it in River State, he's here in Abuja doing it. So I appreciate that about him. And that I also wish that we should continue, if not just in Abuja, but this current administration in power should ensure that all other federal projects like roads, which we are also having issues with here in Ibadan and Oyo State, and other states, not even Oyo alone, like this Oyo Ogbomoso Road and Isoka Road, where accidents have been repeatedly happening. So please speak to such roads too and do something on them on time.
Thank you very much, Honorable Bossa, for calling. All right, so let's have your take. Do you think the Thanksgiving ceremony was over the top? Do you think it was, something that is justifiable? It is not easy to have projects commissioned. 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007. I'll be heading to Facebook page to check out comments as well. You can head to Facebook and drop your comment at Melody 100.7 FM. It is Melody 100.7 FM. Okay, on Facebook, that is the handle 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Those are the numbers to either call me up on or to send messages to. You can send messages via WhatsApp as well on 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. What do you make of this whole situation? Do you think we can having a Thanksgiving ceremony after the commissioning of all these projects is really a little bit over the top, like doing a little bit too much, or you think that it is the right step in the right direction. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. I will head to the Facebook page, like I said, and let's actually just get some comments from social media. And this one says, this one is from Ogbola, says, many pastors need to stop this thing, please. I'm speaking as a Christian and a believer. They were appointed to do a job. What is the thanksgiving for? Okay, let the comments come in. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Those are the numbers to either call me up on or to send messages to. You can also drop messages on WhatsApp and let me know. You can send SMS as well to either of those numbers. The WhatsApp line is 07055 071 007. All right, there is Olabi_83 here saying, imagine doing Thanksgiving for doing a job you are meant to do, with laughter emoji. All right, okay, 07055 071 007. There is Lady Gracious saying, it's worth thanking God. What if he never had the opportunity to do the project? Okay, another angle. Let me know, what do you make of all of this? We have about 10 more minutes to wrap up this segment. Do you think that, the Thanksgiving the Minister of the FCT actually had over the weekend, thanking God and taking it back to church for completing all projects he commissioned, or after the commission of all the projects he's worked on so far in Abuja? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's a little bit dramatic, or you are supportive of it? Because we have to give thanks to God. Try calling me back. I lost that call again. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. All right, this one says, I am Amanda Highland from Ring Road. Shawara is right for making a statement. Wike is finding way is political achievement. We know Wike is reason for crisis in his own state. Everybody knows this. Okay, he is this hypocrite. Okay. Thank you so much, Honorable Amanda, for actually texting. You can also text me up 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. We are looking at the case of the Thanksgiving ceremony that happened in the FCT over the weekend. Now, the minister of the FCT threw a Thanksgiving service, or had a Thanksgiving service, for the successful completion of projects by commissioning 17 projects in the FCT. The Thanksgiving actually took place over the weekend, and Omoyele Sowore has slammed him, calling it, too much, saying that it is a wasting of taxpayers' money and time. Says it is all insane. It's a Thanksgiving for project commissioning. That is wasting taxpayers' time and money is insane, but that is what we have in Nigeria. I'll read the post again that Omoyele Sowore made on X. He said, oh gosh, Nigeria is a joke. When will this madness end? Imagine organizing a church Thanksgiving service just to commission a project. First of all, you don't commission a project. Once it is completed, it should be put to use immediately, not staged like a movie premiere. This nonsense of blocking highways, gathering praise singers, and wasting taxpayers' time and money to unveil a project is insane, archaic, and unserious. We do not need a ribbon cutting. We need working systems. We need dignity, not madness in governance. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. We'll be wrapping it all up in a little bit. All right, so in a very, very short time, we'll be wrapping this conversation up. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. You can also head to social media and drop your comments. Let me know what your take is on this one. 07055 071 007. Hello, good morning, Honorable. I lost that call as well. All right, this is another message. This one says, you will commission the project and still lock it up. Come to River State, some projects done by Wike when it was governor are still locked up. Huh. All right, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. You can head to Facebook, drop your comments right there, and let me know. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. These are these are the issues. Let me know. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. There is Okie Dokie saying on social media, I see nothing wrong with doing Thanksgiving for the project. The problem for me is the things that is said about the opposition. That wasn't the place for that, in my opinion. Okay, 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Those are the numbers to either call me up on or to send messages to. Let me know what your take is on this Thanksgiving issues and the commissioning of various projects. 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. Let me know. We're wrapping up the conversation in about 2 more minutes. Okay, so you can either send messages via WhatsApp or send messages via SMS. The WhatsApp line is 07055 071 007 07055 071 007. There is Kinga Presh saying people still defend Wike like say Abuja Nabush before he became minister. Hope everyone in the city are living well, Sha. Abi the airship not reach that side. Organizing a church service to commission a project is a big joke. Is Abuja now the most developed city in Africa? Why are our pastors often do this? That question I do not know, but numbers. Okay, you can send messages on WhatsApp as well and let me know. Okay, so oh my god. All right, so this message is actually funny. It's on WhatsApp. Says Ilios, okay, says road dedication. Now waiting them go tell pastor they come to commission the road in the or to commit the road in the hands of the Lord. Okay. 07055 071 007. One more message or one more call and then we'll wrap it up for today. 07055 071 007 07055 071 007 or 07025 201 007. And this is another text message says very correct, Shuare is on point. All right, so we'll wrap it up for the People's Assembly this very morning. Head back to the music, and by 9:30 rather, then we would then dive straight into Tech Talk and have a conversation about everything you need to know about latest updates in the world of tech. But in the meantime, stick around, don't go anywhere. And, I will be back in the studios in a little bit. And this one is Doji doing Anxiety. Stick around.
Keep on trying me, I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Yeah, my anxiety can't shake it off of me. Somebody's watching me, and my anxiety.
Solo, no mojo, I bounce back, no popo.
natural hustler. Think I need a smuggler up in Russia. You could be my butler, shine my cutler. Shout out to Oyenda, that's the guzzler. Okay, next thing, my life is a wet dream. I call it a sex scene, the bag is a nice tease. I tried to escape, my life is an X-ray. I'm sorry, a sex tape, you only get one tape. Right on the set, please. Rolling anxiety in 3, 2, 1. Anxiety, keep on trying me. I feel it quietly, trying to silence me. Anxiety, shake it off of me. Somebody's watching me. It's my anxiety. From Florida, what's in that clear blue water? No limits, no borders. What's in that new world order? Marco, Polo, Negro run from Popo. The blue light in that rojo. And it's like I get this tightness in my chest, like an elephant is standing on me, and I just let it take over. Anxiety keeps on trying me. Anxiety keeps on trying me. Anxiety, so I feel so trying, so trying, so I feel so silence, keep on crying, keep so tired, oh, somebody's watching me. Anxiety,
So we're back to it 9:32 a.m. from the studios, and that was Dochi doing Anxiety. My name is Bolabad. A beautiful morning to you if you're just tuning in. It is time to talk tech. Yes, we started a conversation last week on the show, and we're just going to move along with it. We were talking about something that a lot of people don't want to hear, which is how will AI affect jobs in coming years, and how many jobs will AI replace by the year 2030 in the world. All right, so we started our conversation. We already established that jobs like customer service representatives would actually be affected by AI in coming years. Also, receptionists, that job description also will be affected because majority of companies across the world are now using robots at their reception. Even the calls are being managed by AI now, and you can actually pre-record conversations and everything. Accountants and bookkeepers, many companies are now using automation and AI for their bookkeeping practices, and AI-powered bookkeeping services provide an efficient accounting system, flexibility, security, and even considering the fact that they upload their information to the cloud for safety. Yes, that actually would make them more sufficient than the human alternative. So if you're all ready for the next level, or you're check in. There's also the salespeople. That one also gone are the days when cooperation required salespeople for advertising and retail services or activities. Advertising has actually shifted towards web and social media landscapes, and the built-in target marketing capabilities in social media allow advertisers to create custom content for different types of audiences. So salespeople might be having a tough time, maintaining their jobs come 2030. And also research and analysis. This field, data analysis and research are, areas that are already implement the use of artificial intelligence as a method of streamlining the process and identifying new data without human assistance. So the processing power of modern computers allow for efficient sorting, extrapolation, and analysis of data. As artificial intelligence continues to improve, there may be maybe not entirely, but as they progress, there might be almost no need for humans to play a role in data analysis and research anymore. As a matter of fact, this one is a shocker for a lot of people because data analysis is something that you would say it's a tech role. When you say, oh, I'm a data analyst, yes, you're in tech, but this is saying that with the progression of artificial intelligence, that job description might not even require anyone applying for that job in the coming years, in less than 5 years, like 5 years thereabout. Also, warehouse work, online sales is steadily growing industry, and it comes with an increasing need for processes and automated system that efficiently gets order onto trucks, right, for delivery. So one area of focus for streamlining the process has been the use of automation. So basic automation and also artificial implementation in a warehouse can actually allow for easy access to computerized systems to look at packages and direct staff. And the future AI may even perform mechanized retrieval and loading to increase shipping capacities. That is scary for a lot of people and a lot of warehouse workers, but it is where the future is going. Insurance underwriting. When making assessments on the viability of insurance applicants, the most important work is often in analyzing the data available and applying it within a set of formulas or structures. So automation can easily complete these tasks and, is continually adapting to perform more complicated duties, which may reduce how many underwriters a company could require in the coming years. Also, retail might not work again come 2030. Maybe in Nigeria will still work, because if you say self-checkout stations at store would work in Nigeria, maybe in some places, but think again, because I'm more serious though, self-checkout stations are a thing already outside the country, but this is actually projecting a much more advancement in that area where people would have to employ cashiers anymore, because there is the self-checkout points in some stores now, and it might become more common. Now let's look at briefly the jobs that will not be replaced by AI, because you are scared already, like God I beg. So it is widely touted that AI will create more jobs than it replaces. Further to this, many in certain industries would actually breathe a sigh of relief that AI will not threaten their vocation or their livelihood. And these are the jobs that will not involve repetitive tasks and, that can be prone to disruption as well. This means that AI will not replace these particular jobs that perform them in an open labor market. Now, first off, teachers can actually breathe. Yes, teachers are often, represent a reference point for many of us. So often our academic decisions are partly based on how inspiring a particular teacher is, or a particular teacher has been with us in the years prior. So for all of these reasons, it is almost impossible that we will have a fully digital teaching experience in the future. Another one is the lawyers and the judges. Now, these positions have a strong component of negotiation strategy and case of analysis, and a lot is based on personal experience and knowledge of each specialist, and it requires a certain set of skills to be able to navigate complex legal systems and argue in defense of a client in court. That is for lawyers. So there is a human factor involved when it comes down to considering all various aspects of trial and take a final decision, so that could actually turn into years in prison in case of a judge. So basically, lawyers and judges are safe as well. All right. So another one is the directors, managers, and CEOs, because managing team inside an organization is a matter of leadership that is not a stack of behaviors that can be written down in a code or processed in a linear way. So a CEO is also the person responsible for sharing the company's mission and value down to the team. It is very unlikely that investors will ever feel comfortable investing in a company when they have AI robots or algorithm talking to them. They need a human factor, basically. So we have the directors, the managers, and the CEOs also not being affected by AI in coming years. And as shocking as it is going to be, HR managers also will not be replaced, although AI does assist them already. So that is why a lot of people will be like, seriously? Now, AI actually does assist in the hiring process to make sifting through CVs so much easier and quicker, but human resource managers still cover a variety of very important tasks inside an organization. From hiring new professionals, these are actually just a part of the prerogatives, right? They also are key position inside the organization for maintaining the staff motivated, dedicating early on signs of discontent and also manage them if possible. So question again is, are you ready for the next level? So basically, psychologists and psychiatrists cannot be replaced as well, although a lot of face recognition technologies can see personal experience. Maybe in coming years they might actually upgrade or get more info or work on it. But I've actually taken this test online. I saw that said, an AI therapist and everything, and then I just tried it out of curiosity, and at some point I just felt that this one is just saying the same thing in different English. Like, what is your problem? Because it wasn't really working. As a therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist, no, it's not working. So human touch is essential when it comes down to supporting people to succeed in their lives in all the aspects that, it can entail. Surgeons also cannot be replaced because, being a surgeon requires the ability to connect with the patient on so many different levels while taking a vast number of factors under consideration at the same time. All right, what a machine would actually consider a 0% chance of not succeeding or failure when it comes to surgery, a human would actually want to go through with it because of the humanity in him and wanting to see this person actually live a life better than what they're experiencing now. So experience, knowledge, skills acquired through years are all a factor that needs to be considered in a matter of minutes during an operation. All right, so basically compassion and stuff like that is something that you need as a medical surgeon, not just precision and all of that. Computer system analysts also, these people will get saved, and artists and writers also will be saved. Okay, so these are jobs that will not be affected by AI in the coming years. So how do we then embrace, or should I say move forward, how do we embrace AI and learn skills to take advantage of this new technology? First off, you have to embrace lifelong learning. You learn continuously. You don't stop learning, right? Another one is to develop soft skills. Like, while AI is great at performing routine tasks here, it is still far from replicating human emotional intelligence and creativity, right? So developing soft skills such as communication, problem solving, collaboration, interpersonal relationship at work, all of this would actually be crucial in the era of AI. Be agile as well. In the era of AI, the ability to quickly adapt to changing circumstances is very important. This means being willing to learn new skills, like I said earlier, and take on new responsibility and pivot through new career paths. Do not be scared of trying something new. Okay, whatever it is that you're doing now, there is a tech alternative to what you're doing. Learn new skills. Also specialize as AI become more, very prominent and gets better. There will be increasing demand for workers with specialized skills and knowledge. So acquire knowledge, specialize as well. By developing expertise in a particular area, you can increase your value to your employers and differentiate yourself in the job market. Okay, so that wraps it up for the conversation of jobs that will be affected by AI in the coming years and jobs that will not be affected by AI, and how to actually prepare for when that does happen, when the change happens. How do you prepare for it? Anyway, that wraps it up. But for now, you can always send a message. Yes, just messages. If you have someone celebrating whatever, let me know. If you have someone celebrating their birthday, their wedding anniversary, promotion at work, and all of that, let me know. Send a message to me, and I'll be here to call the person on your behalf. Okay, the numbers are still 07055 071 007, 07055 071 007, or 07025 201 007. Those are the numbers to either text me on or to text me on. Okay, no calls, please. This one is Benson doing Phenomena. Stick around, keep it locked.
To this up, you just happen on board. Anytime we get pop, we without a scrub. You got a song on the shower, you must have on God. Then know we outside, every day so low. She not far, she not beauty. I'm some kind I'm trying to pick it. Just remember me, just remember me. Just go back for me, baby. Wanna touch you by my phone. I'm fine, you know. She really your mother. If I go first, you know me inside, you know. I saw you that close, you want to move back for the show. You know we feel me. Wanna touch you by my phone. I'm fine, you know. She really your mother. If I go first, you know me inside, you know. I saw you that close, you want to move back for the show. It's the best moment of my life. The top man to come like home. Make a nigga eyes laugh for this side home. Imagination go with me. Find me red or some me red. Feel like a guy like a trumpet. But if you can't let it perfect. Imagination go with me. She not perfect. She not dancing. I'm going to should be killing. She never me. She never me. She do that for me. Wanna touch you by my phone. I'm fine, you know. She really your mother. If I go first, you know me inside, you don't know. I saw it that goes, you know it's in my back for the show. You know we feel me. Wanna touch you by my phone. I'm fine, you know. She really your mother. If I go first, you know me inside, you don't know. I saw it that goes, you know it's in my back for the show. We feel me.
Melody FM 100.7.
I want to have it all, still they find my resolve. Now God they bless me all the way. 12 years I'm still on top, and my cup runneth over. I get this ass over, oh ass over. My baby with Sahuda. Holy sign, fast forward, no rewind. We going high with family for my side. No be fine, no be everybody they my side. But I don't mind, I don't mind. Anywhere money day when they call me, I will be there still. Look, across the border, I will be there still. Many go, many go come, I will be there still. I will be there still. And it is there still. Anywhere money day when they call me, I will be there still. Look, across the border, I will be there still. Many go, many go come, I will be there still. I will be there still, and it is there still. Pure like pure water, and water don't get the other. And you can't fight the destiny. The pain brings out the best in me. Oh, and super C. Wọ́n rò pé àná sí. Adé for oversea. Mo sùn lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ mo jí parí. Holy sign, fast forward, no rewind. We going high with family for my side. No be fine, no be everybody dey my side. But I don't mind, I don't mind. Anywhere money dey when they call me, I will be there still. Look, across the border, I will be there still. Many go, many go come, I will be there still. I will be there still, and it is there still. Anywhere money dey when they call me, I will be there still. Look, across the border, I will be there still. Many go come, I will be there still. I will be there still, and it is there still.
Melody FM 100.7.
London. I know be that kind G where they take this personally, yo. But I cannot forget your first impression on me, yo. Oh baby, actually, I go like it for your sanctuary. Enter my life in the right timing. It's a day love to without trying. Oh baby, gradually, you don't creep on me gradually. I know they can't feel it normally. Make you give me peace, because you know that I cannot stop thinking of you. You. I cannot stop thinking of you. You give me something special. I love you so unconditionally. Thinking of you. I cannot stop thinking of you. Fatima Joe, no go let them win. Fatima Bo, baby, Fatima Bo. This our love, nobody else can understand. And I'm so into you, don't know what has gotten into you. You already know that I'm mad over you. Nothing shall oh girl, I cover you. Girl, I cover you. Pepe, nítorí ẹ mo ti rí ṣege o. Òun ọ̀la ló ṣe rí ṣege kò péde o. Olólùfẹ́ mi ò jọ padà wálé o. I cannot stop thinking of you. Jiggy, because you know that I cannot stop thinking of you.
first off, I need to say a big thank you to you in the background is Crayon and Young John doing you. And this has been a Melody Sunrise on Melody 100.7 FM. My name is Bolabad. It's been an amazing time, and that is thanks to you, to every single person that called, tried to call in, sent messages. You guys went all out today, and I want to appreciate you for that. To the new timers, thank you so much for making the show worthwhile for me today. Okay, so I'll return tomorrow. God keep us by 8 o'clock on Melody Sunrise for another fresh edition. But in the meantime, you can follow us across all socials at Melody 100.7 across Facebook, Instagram, X formerly known as Twitter, even on YouTube. Like our page, subscribe to our page on YouTube. Okay, do not be a stranger. But for me, it is at Bolabad across all social media platforms. That is BOLABAD, no space, BOLABAD across all social media platforms. See you tomorrow morning. Have an amazing day ahead of you. Oroilu comes up by 10 a.m. And this one is Beautiful Things by Benson Boone. Till tomorrow, bye for now.
For a while there it was rough, but lately I've been doing better than the last 4 cold Decembers I recall. And I see my family every month. I found a girl my parents love. She'll come and stay the night, and I think I might have it all. And I thank God every day for the girl He sent my way. But I know the things He gives me, He can take away. And I hold you every night, and that's a feeling I wanna get used to. But there's no man as terrified as the man who stands to lose you. Oh, I don't lose you. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please stay. I want you, I need you, oh God. Don't take these beautiful things that I've got. Please don't take. I found my mind, I'm feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith. If everything's good and it's great, why do I